real giant of the sky, an airplane weighing several hundred tons, accelerating to 200 miles, takes off from the runway. And at the same time, the next planes do not take off right after it with a small interval, but must wait for minutes. Why? At first glance, it seems that you can just release them one by one in a row. But the hidden reason lies in invisible forces and aerodynamic traps. Takeoff is not just a matter of gaining speed, but a dance between gravity, thrust, and air, which sometimes behaves unpredictably. The air corridor behind such a monster is a kind of gap in space due to turbulence. So one takeoff after another is not just a cue, but strict safety and physics restrictions. At the beginning of the aviation era, no one thought about this. The planes were light, made of plywood and fabric, and rarely flew. But in the 60s and 70s, jumbo jets appeared. The sky suddenly became cramped. Pilots began to report strange things. Their planes were suddenly thrown into a 90-degree bank for no apparent reason when they were landing behind a large airliner. The engineers were confused until they thought to launch smoke bombs behind the wing of a heavy aircraft. What they saw was shocking. Two powerful whirlwinds were trailing behind the plane, which did not disappear for minutes. It looked like invisible ruts from the wheels of a heavy truck in deep mud, only in the air. How does it work? Imagine an airplane wing. The pressure is low from above and high from below. At the very tip of the wing, these two streams meet. The air from below is trying to jump up, creating a vortex. Imagine that you are swinging an oar through the water. Do you see the little funnels that follow the blade? Now imagine that this paddle is the size of a football field, and it moves at the speed of sound. These funnels turn into real tornadoes. But here's what's interesting. These vortices don't just hang in place. They begin to slowly descend and spread out, lying in wait for anyone who happens to be below. If a small business jet takes off too fast behind a huge Airbus A380, it will fall into this stream. His left wing will pull up, and his right wing will pull down. The pilot does not have enough strength and rudder stroke to withstand this force. That's where the madness begins. The gravity of the aircraft determines the strength of the vortex. The heavier the plane is and the slower it flies, for example, during takeoff, the more powerful these tornadoes are. It sounds contradictory, but the most dangerous moment is when the plane is flying slowly. That is why there is a strict caste system in aviation. The controllers divide the aircraft into categories: light weighing 7,000 kilograms or less, medium weighing 7,000 kilograms but not less than 136,000 kilograms, heavier weighing 136,000 kilograms or more, and super refers only to the Airbus A380 with a maximum takeoff weight of 575 tons. If you are flying a small plane behind a heavy one, you must be given a pause of at least 2 or 3 minutes. It takes this time for the invisible spirals to collapse or sink to the ground. At Heathrow Airport, every second counts, but to break this rule is to send the next crew to the disaster area. But that's not the whole story. Sometimes whirlwinds hover over the runway if there is a light crosswind that prevents them from spreading out. Dispatchers take even this into account. Most people don't know this, but you can see these vortices for yourself, even if there is no smoke. On very humid days or when flying through clouds, the pressure inside the vortex drops so much that moisture instantly turns into water droplets, and you see two thin white threads trailing behind the wings. And one more detail, have you seen the upturned tips on the wings of modern airplanes? They are called winglets. Their main task is not only to save fuel, but also to cut these vortices at the very beginning, making the sky a little less violent for those flying from behind.